I've said it a lot. Our relationship has been fantastic. It's been constructive. It's been positive. I think as John pointed out, rightly so, this is just the end result we've been expecting in him re-signing. So we're ecstatic, and I'm really happy to be able to continue to coach him, and I'm happy for the club and for the fans to continue to see Carlos play. He's been a part of this club for an extremely important part of this club for a long time, and he will continue to do that. And so we got a happy ending here. We are in Disneyland town, so it's only fitting that we get a happy ending as well. Um, Coming off a victory against Red Bull, which is always difficult, they make it life extremely difficult on opponents to win games, especially away from home. It's exactly what we expected, a competitive game with a lot of second balls. They don't really budge an inch, but our team was able to match the fight and then have enough quality in those few moments to finish the game off and decide it for us, especially in the second half. So we were quite happy with that, and now hosting Dallas tomorrow night, a different team, an equally dangerous team in the respect they can score goals, they can hurt you. It's a really good footballing team with a good idea to play. I think on their best day and our best day, our styles look quite similar, and so it should be an interesting match. We have physically come out of the game fine, so we'll be ready for Dallas tomorrow night.
Hey Steve, with the summer transfer window open and the designated player open, what position do you think this team should reinforce, in your opinion, as the coach?
Um, I think in this league, and it's not just specific to this league, I think anytime you have, but I think it's smart to talk about the realities of this league. And so you have three designated players, which are allowed, and some players on TAM, and then it kind of goes down after that. It would be smart to add an attacking piece to this. And I think a well-rounded attacker, but certainly somebody who knows where the goal is, but who can also run and be very mobile. I think that would be a piece we would want to add.
And Steve, Carlos before the season talked about his role more as a facilitator and a playmaker, and perhaps an outright goal scorer. Do you think he's filled that role, and what do you expect from him to maintain that attitude going forward through the rest of the season?
He's both. If you look at his numbers throughout his career, he's always been both. And put in the right situations, he will be a goal scorer as well. And his role for the rest of the season is exactly both. And I think the only thing we need to do, and Carlos needs to do, is to stay healthy. And if you will, we will manage his minutes and put him into situations to succeed, as we've done so far, and to improve on his fitness. And that those two things, if we can check those two boxes, goals and assists will come.
And how do you feel having the chance to manage players like obviously Carlos, but now Gareth Bale and Chiellini, who are such seasoned veterans and winners? When you're similar age almost, what's it like to coach players like that?
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, they're people first, and getting to know them as people is the first and foremost priority, and to build a relationship. And that's what they will do with the group as well. And what comes after that, all of the X's and O's and the tactics and how we'll play, we'll deal with that later. Of course, we have our ideas, but integrating new players into a group is about integrating people in a new group first, and that's what we'll focus on. And I'm had the pleasure to speak to both of them on the phone and on a video conference, and so I know it's going to work just fine. And I'm really looking forward to having their personality, their characteristics, but also their positive energy, which I've been able to experience virtually. I'm excited to have that in our group.
Okay, can I ask one more? Halfway point in the season coming up is the 17th game. Obviously, there's so many good things to talk about. Are there areas of weakness is probably not the right word, or deficiency, but areas that you see still lacking from your perspective that you want to see this team improve on throughout the second half?
Yeah, I think so. I think controlling games with possession, and controlling the tempo of games with the ball, and our decision making is certainly one we can improve on. I I think we can also improve on our defensive um, moments in transition. I think there's also room to improve there. And then always on set pieces, even though I think we are still winning the set piece battle, it's an area we should be maybe even better in.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Coach.
Okay.
I asked something similar to John about the group. Um, Obviously, this group, without Bell, without Chiellini yet, supported you leaders. You talked about the group. The group speaks highly out of you. How do you make sure that this group that's taking this team so far right now as potentially arguably the best in MLS is not, I don't want to say in a second dimension behind the spotlight of what Bale brings, Chiellini brings, even Carlos now with the renewal contract.
I kind of see that as an opportunity for others. Big players understand that and understand that comes with responsibility and a lot of media attention. So I'm pretty sure Gareth is can handle the pressure, the added pressure. Giorgio as well. Carlos has proven that year after year, and so it really is for the rest of for other players. I should say quite easy to focus on their game and the other stuff, and leave a lot of the pressure to other players. But the two we're adding will very quickly understand that we're winning games as a group and not through individual qualities. If you look at our goal scorers, everybody's scoring goals, with the exception of Max. But everybody is contributing, and that's very important, and that should continue. Having guys on the field like Gareth, Carlos, and Giorgio, mostly mostly Carlos and Gareth, will attract a lot of attention from defenders and is an opportunity for other attackers and midfielders. So I see the positives in this, and not so much the distractions or negatives.
You want to say in person?
Okay. We'll go to the Zoom. Andy, go ahead. Andy, do you have something?
Hey Steve, you said this season a few times that this is not about you. I kind of want to ask you in this point, how does it feel? Just this is the first major coaching role for you, and to be able to not only be in a position to have these players come in and retain Carlos Vela, but also to be a top lead, to be in that supporter shield run, and to have those expectations be so high. Let's just say those first few games. And how does it feel personally?
I don't feel, I don't have time to feel, to be honest with you. The work doesn't change whether you're winning or losing. Is it easier when you're winning? Yes, of course. But it remains the same. We expect the same effort out of ourselves and the players every day, regardless of the result. You can watch a game where you've won, you can watch the video. There's the same mistakes, the same amount of mistakes are in games when you win as when you lose. Very rarely does a perfect performance happen. So we are constantly trying to improve and get better, and really focusing our energy and our time on that, and not so much on what we've achieved, which is nothing, because the season is almost halfway through. So yeah, we're just really focused on improvement and moving forward, and the daily work, and haven't really had much time to think about anything else. I really enjoy where I'm at right now. It's a fantastic organization. I have an incredible staff. Whether it's Mark, Ante, or Oka, all three are more than qualified to sit here and speak to you as well. So we're really sharing the load, and enjoying the moment and the ride. So, but I also know that we're quite competitive people. If you get the opportunity to watch one of our staff games, you'll understand. We want to win as much as possible, and that's what's driving us forward.
Thanks, Steve. I'll remember to catch up with you in November about that as well.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Last question.
Thank you. Hello, Steve. Good afternoon. It's gonna be a midweek game tomorrow. Something that we don't see often on MLS. It's more common in Europe. Are you gonna have some rotations on your starting 11? How is your team doing physically?
Physically, we're okay. There will be some rotations, but I think we've been able to do that all season, is rotate guys in and out, but still field a very competitive team, which is the objective this week as well.